Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another Rated TK podcast. I have an amazing friend with me on this episode. My friend, Chef Carlos Brown. Chef, how you doing?
Man, wonderful. How are you?
I'm great.
Good to
Chef
be back in the city.
He is in the Lou, and he's proud.
And okay, I'm proud. Okay, that's what y'all want to hear. I'm proud.
You know what's funny? So me and Chef were doing a food and wine event in Charleston, and he walks around the corner. He had a St. Louis hat on. I'm like, where do you get this hat from? You're not even from St. Louis.
And I didn't wear my St. Louis hat today. What was I thinking?
You're repping New York.
I look at it, but it was in my trunk and it's kind of bent up now.
Oh my God.
I like
you see how he does us?
I like the red and white though. I like the red and white.
Yeah, the color palette goes hard.
Yeah, it goes hard.
Oh man. So Chef, what are you up to?
Man, just now I'm working on some sauces, man. Kind of relaxing, just kind of making this sauce work for us now. And it's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
And it's produced out of St. Louis.
Yeah.
Like, don't you know, John, you introduced me to that company. You remember that, right? So
yep.
I didn't know anything about, that company.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you introduced me to me, and then I got it going, and they worked it out.
Yeah.
So
it's great. It's great.
Hats off to St. Louis with the Yankees hat.
Yeah, I know, right? Hats off. So Chef, for the people that are tuning in that don't know anything about you, give them a little rundown. How did you get started? What made you get into food? Give them the whole rundown.
Man, a rundown on how I got started. Oh, God. You got to start at home. You always got to give mom and props. You know, mom used to cook those great
in
food.
1901.
yeah, back in those days, my mom would always, she'd make all these fabulous foods, first of all. My sisters and brothers, they'd be awesome. It's a lot of us.
Yeah.
Too much to count right now. Right? But she'd make all these wonderful food, and then we'll sit there and they're playing outside, and I'm thinking, man, we don't have that much money. Mm-hmm. So somebody got to sacrifice. So what I would do is stay in the kitchen and get the bowls and put my hand around the bowl and taste the food.
Yeah.
And so in time for dinner, I'm already full. It's enough food for everybody.
Right.
So I took the sacrifice, but I took the smart way out. That started my career as a chef for sure. I had no clue that that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Just done it so many times. Because she would always do all these amazing food. And I'm thinking, wow, this is some crazy art. I always wanted to be a doctor because that's what they told me. You're going to be a doctor and you're going to be a preacher. That's what they would say to me, right? And I was thinking, okay, we'll see. You know, well, here I am now. I'm a doctor of food. So I made it to the food industry. Yeah, I'm the doctor. I'm the surgeon of food.
There you go.
I surgically make this stuff work. And it got me from that point to the Smithsonian Museum, got me working with all these wonderful celebrities all around the world.
Yeah.
Who knows? I never knew that was going to happen. So here I am.
That is so dope. That's so dope. So yeah, I tell them all the time, that's kind of how I got started. I got started with my grandma. So, well, first of all, my mom can't cook. Oh. Don't tell her I said that. Oh. Terrible cook. Terrible cook.
I would never thought that.
Terrible. Don't let her cook your food. Don't let her cook your food.
Mom can't cook.
She can't cook.
Wow.
She gonna kill me. She gonna kill me when she sees this.
I gotta give my grandma props too, because she really taught my mom. I guess she did. I don't know. I don't know how she learned, but she just knows how to cook.
Listen, when I tell you my grandma would come home from working 8 hours, 10 hours a day and throw down an amazing meal.
Yes.
I'm like, how are you able to take this bag of groceries and produce a meal? And I wanted to know that story. I wanted to know how she got from point A to point B. And I was like, let me jump in the kitchen with her. Let me see what's going on. Let me see, because my family was all surrounded around food. So everybody would come over to my grandma's house after work, after school, enjoy a meal, and then go home. So whenever she cooked, it's almost like we almost forgot what we were going through that day. Whether it was a bad day or a good day, it was like,
good.
We walk in the house, it's like, grandma cooked.
Yeah.
So now we can forget about everything, sit at the table, enjoy a meal, have our minds off of everything, and then just enjoy the company of each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was kind of true in my home. My grandma was very great. She was also, I consider chefs.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was at the time. But she would do the same thing, except on Sunday would be the rough day for us because grandma would cook this big spread, but she will always invite the preacher over.
Really?
Right? And we could not eat until after the preacher eat.
Oh, no.
It always sucked.
Oh, no.
I'd be like, you here again? What's going on between you and grandma? What's the real deal?
Yeah, what's going on?
Why are you eating first? Why are you? And then back then, we used to eat the legs of the fried chicken, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wanted the leg. Now it's all wing. The legs. So the preacher would grab those legs first and the breast. And those two things kind of worry me. Like, why did he like the breast?
The breast and the leg. Yeah.
You're a fresh preacher. So that would kind of freak me out. But yeah, but those meals would be phenomenal. And then we had some meals. One of my favorite was we call pulled man hash. Well, that's one of them. The other one was pork and beans and rice.
Okay.
I love pork and beans. I still eat that today.
Yeah, yeah.
But pulled man hash was the thing. It was egg and rice.
Really?
And whatever meat you had left over from the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Woo. We eat that with some ketchup.
Really? Wow.
And I did it one time for my staff because they were like, I was working at a military college. And I said, I'm going to do the staff meal today. And they were like, what you making? I said, pulled man hash. And they're like, what's that? I said, don't worry about it. Just eat it.
Yeah, yeah.
They would go crazy. What is this? I said, egg and rice. And whatever meat you got left over in there.
Yeah.
We'd be full. And people eat it all the time.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. Yeah. When I tell you, my grandma would recycle some stuff.
Oh, that's best food.
It was like every Friday she would just go through the refrigerator and see what's in there and make something.
Best food.
Best food ever.
Yeah, but you know, today's the kids these days, especially my kids, they're so bougie and they want all this other fancy stuff that we're making today for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you guys don't understand. They will not do, well, now I probably don't do leftovers neither, but they don't do leftovers. You know, they want to go out to these different places to eat. And I'm thinking, you guys are so freaking spoiled. You don't even know what it means to just, because I'm telling my mom would tell us, she said, a stomach full is a stomach full. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what she mean by that? She said, your stomach does not know what it's eating. It's your mind that's playing tricks with you.
Wow.
Your stomach just want to be full.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, see.
Wow.
I'm old school, you know? So that's that Gullah coming out, you know?
Yeah. So I know what the Gullah cuisine is. I know the culture behind it. I know all of that type of stuff. But explain to the people, what exactly does Gullah mean? Man,
there's so many different meanings, right? The first of all, it was a dialect, right? And that's what people kind of get confused with. The dialect was, and it comes from West Africa.
Okay.
So the dialect was languages that those people, grandmother included, would speak these different language to communicate. If you go to Charleston and you have been there before, and you've been like, what in the world are these people saying?
It took me a second to realize what they were saying. Once they get into it, I'm like,
my
what
God.
they saying?
We broke up everything. We broke it all up, right?
Yeah.
And so as we break these, Sean would tell me, break. All right. As we get these languages and we start speaking and we're going so fast, I'm like, what did they say? I remember her coming to my mom's house and they were talking one time and she was looking like, I said, just go with it.
Yeah.
Just go with it. She was like, I can't understand nothing these people saying. But we're understanding because that's how we communicate it. And then it gets even deeper because the food part of it is we create food with our heart. You know, it's nothing that we're not sitting down here studying recipes. We're saying our heart says put this in it and add this and add a little of this right here. And if you get it, then you write it down and you keep it safe. Yeah. You never tell anybody, and it's actually hard to copy it. Yeah. It can't be duplicated, right? Often, imitate it, never duplicate it. That's us, right? So we would put these different spices together and just go, you gotta hide it. And even if I give it to you, I remember a chef worked with me, and then a couple of times they're like, I got this recipe, and they make the whole thing. I'm watching them, I was like, you think you got it. Yeah. You don't really have it. You don't really have it. Because you got to get, all of that is part of what the Gullah culture does, especially when it comes down to food. The love, the unity, the culture is so deep, man. We can talk all day about Gullah, about the culture of where it came from and how did they survive, how did they get through slavery and those things. What happened? How did they make it? They grew their own vegetables and they grew the things that people don't think about growing. And so it's not imitated food, it's naturally made. Right. Actually, those things made us healthier. They caused us we didn't deal with a lot of diseases going on. We didn't have that because those people would eat correctly. Versus now, we're just pouring stuff into food and manufacturing food, which is one of the reasons why we created the sauces and the salad dressing, because we wanted to create natural eating and bring back natural eating habits. Yeah. Still have the fancy stuff, just make it natural. Right. Yeah. Right. They're shortcutting it. We don't want to shortcut it. We want to make sure that it's correct. So now we can spend less time in the doctor office waiting for pharmacists to give us, inject us with things.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you know, so we know it starts with the food, and I
Yeah.
think that's where it is. So it's a whole lot of. I love the culture, man. They can talk about it all day. There's so much is behind the Gullah culture.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, because most people don't realize that food is medicine.
Yes.
And you know what actually made me realize that? When we did the culinary camp in Charleston and we took the kids to the farm and seeing those kids' reaction to the fresh vegetables that they were able to pull off of the plant and eat.
Yes.
Like if they were in a grocery store, they probably would have never wanted
Right.
to try a bell pepper. But they pulled it off and seen where it came from. And they were like, this is dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they were turning it up.
And people would think that the kids wouldn't like those things. Like they don't eat them at home because they had so much other things in it.
Yep.
I remember coming up, we didn't eat certain things. I didn't eat spinach at one point.
Yeah.
You know, man, spinach is like for real. Popeye did that.
No, seriously.
You know?
Yeah.
He really did that. Popeye was a good thing, and spinach is a healthy cuisine that everybody now takes, and they do smoothies out of it. They
Yep.
saute it. They do all kind of stuff with spinach. They eat great salads.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm gonna do it. Do I have a spinach dressing? I don't, but I have the basil. That's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, that's what it is right there for sure.
Dope. Well, let's jump into the sauces. So I got to know, what's your favorite sauce out of the 5?
Let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think all of them. But I'm amazed because when I do salad, I like to have the freshness of the salads. I like to have the, get the nice crunch and taste the lightness of salad. So I wanted to say for sure, the dressings, the strawberry vinaigrette is probably one of the most famous ones. This is the one that was inspired by Viola Davis, right?
Really?
Yeah. So she was eating the salad and on a set, and she was talking about, man, this is really good. Like,
Wow.
and then we were I think LaShawn was trying to take her plate from her. She said, don't touch this plate. I want to get more. And so that was a push, this natural sauce, salad dressing. And I made it in seconds, right? This tells us, I can tell a short story. So she was, they were doing a movie set, and the kitchen was cameras and lights and everything else in this kitchen. So I'm like, how do they want me to cook this food?
Right.
I'm like, how am I cooking this food? There's no way to cook.
Yeah.
But they were like, you got to make it happen. So I walked around this house, this huge house, and I was like, they got to have a grill out here or something. Mm-hmm. Well, they had a grill that was like leaning on the Lord's side.
Are you serious?
That means it's broken.
Oh my God.
And so I put the we have all kind of saying in the Gullah culture for sure. So I tried to tighten this little grill up, and it was rusted, so I had to wash it and clean it real good. And it was a George, you owe me for this, a George Foreman grill, right?
That's crazy.
And I put that grill together and began to make all this food for all these people of a small grill.
Off of that grill.
They had no
That
clue.
raggedy grill.
Raggedy grill. And they're eating like they came from one of the best restaurants in town.
Wow.
But then again, that's that Gullah thinking. That's the heart. That's put your heart into it. Let your heart think about it. And to be honest with you, we say the heart and we point to our chest all the time and say the heart, but really it's in our mind what we think, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about how this should be, and I have no time to get it done.
Yeah.
And that strawberry vinaigrette, I whipped it up real good in the kitchen downstairs where it wasn't even a kitchen. It was like I guess it was like a catering kitchen, but with no stove.
Nothing to cook on, yeah.
Nothing to cook on. So I had to whip it up real good with my hand, and there's a whisk going. And it had nothing. I didn't have anything to beat it through. I had to do it all by hand. And I made that vinaigrette.
Man.
All straight strawberries, all fresh, natural, no additive colors to it. So that's pretty unique. That's my favorite on the salad side for sure.
Yeah.
And I like the basil too. I don't know. I like all the dressings.
I was going to say, you love all of them.
I love all the dressing. The steak sauce is the private stock sauce, right?
Yeah.
Private stock is the name of a restaurant that I created in my mind that I'm eventually going to open up. Mm-hmm. And I say, I want to do all specialty steaks and seafood and all these great things, right? So I actually created a business called Private Stock. And I said, I'm going to do the best sauces ever for it, right? So, and that's what I came up with. I used everything natural for that as well. And what I did kind of, I'm not giving out the secret, but it's more like I made a meal plan out of all the vegetables and stuff that you can think of.
Yeah.
That's where the sauce came from.
Really?
Yes. That's exactly where it came from.
Wow.
And so I put those natural ingredients together to make the most creative steak sauce ever for sure. I think it'll go a long way. People are going to love it.
Yeah.
I don't want to take the other ones off the shelf, but they will come off once you try the private stock. I'm just going to be honest with you, right? And then I'm not doing the short version. So the wing sauce was made by mistake. Again, I was back at this military college, and they was giving me some recipe. And, we're kind of hard heads, Geechee people. We're a little hard head, right?
Yeah.
We've got it in our mind how we want to make it. And they gave me this recipe, and I looked at it, and I was like, I'm not doing this. So I threw the recipe away. And then I was trying to figure out what happened to the recipe. So there's a guy worked in the kitchen named Seymour. Mm-hmm. What a name, right?
Seymour?
Once you see him, you got to see more.
Oh, my God.
So Seymour threw away the trash can where the recipe was in, so I couldn't follow it anyway. And I was like, I can't remember how to make this stuff. So I just kind of went off my heart, came up with that sauce, and it was for the general at the military college. So his wife really wanted this wing sauce.
Oh, wow. So
I made it. I knew it wasn't wrong. She tasted. She came in the kitchen and tasted the sauce. She said, "Oh, it's incredible. This don't taste like mine. It tastes better than mine."
I wonder why.
I might have made a little mistakes there, She said, no, keep this one.
Yeah.
And so, I kept it around for a while. People would come to my house with bags of chicken, talking about, can you make that sauce and put it on top
serious?
of it? Yeah, they'll bring their own chicken.
Wow.
Yeah. And I never really thought about, okay, I just got this sauce.
Yeah.
And then one day, LaShawn pushed me and says, hey, you got to stop selling that sauce. You can't keep giving it away. I'm not giving it away. You got to sell the sauce.
Yeah.
And so, that's where all these sauces came from. I got many more.
That is so dope. That's
many
so
more,
dope.
Many
This
more.
is the first 5. This is the Jackson 5.
That's the first. That is Michael, Tito, and Randy, and the rest of them.
And the rest of them.
Yeah.
No,
sure.
man, I'm excited because I know that it's new sauces, new products. Everything is coming behind the scenes.
Yes.
And I'm just excited to see it.
Hard work.
I'm so excited to see it.
Hard work. Very hard. Hard work, but smart work, because most manufacturers, it takes a while for someone, a developer or a distributor, to pick up your product.
Yeah.
Mine was picked up right away.
That's amazing.
That
is
good.
amazing.
Yeah, right away. They wanted it.
Yeah.
They tasted it one day and go, whoa. That was like, this is crazy. Did you do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, who you thought do it? Somebody from St. Louis? No,
right? Man, but no, I like the diversity of the sauces and the vinaigrettes, because even though the onion citrus is my favorite, even though it says vinaigrette on it, you can cook with it. Even when we did the demo with the beef and broccoli, I'm like, no, put the onion citrus on that.
That, yeah.
It's amazing.
Good.
Yeah. No, it's so good.
I want to do that with that onion vinaigrette. I want to do it with a taco for the vegans.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to do some vegan dishes. I'm going to be in Nordstrom on this weekend.
Yeah.
And so I want to do that onion vinaigrette on something for the vegans, because that's the other good thing. Most of these sauces, all the salad dressings are all good for vegans.
They're all vegan. Yeah.
We didn't leave the vegan people out. Yeah.
Oh man, no, that's super dope, super exciting. And I know that right now you're on tour with the sauces. You've already hit up Charleston. You already hit up Atlanta. You in St. Louis. What's next?
Miami, Florida.
Ooh.
So we'll be in Miami, a couple of places. You got to go with me there.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going to Miami, and we're doing What's the next place? What's close to Miami? What's that place right next to Miami?
It's not Tampa, is it?
Not Tampa. It's right over the bridge there. What is that place called? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
No, we don't.
Okay, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Fort Lauderdale, all those places right next to each other. We're going to do Miami, and then we're going to hit Dallas, Texas. And then we're going to hit New York City. Got the New York hat.
Okay, New York.
Yeah.
You're going to wear the St. Louis hat when you're in New York.
I will probably get run out of New York. No, just joking. But I will wear the St. Louis hat. I'm going to get another St. Louis hat because I like St. Louis.
Yeah.
I like the way the ballpark look, I had great experience here. I had some good food here.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah. It's hidden.
I'm not sleeping on it.
The food is hidden here, but it's good food here.
Right. Hey, especially with that place, what's it called? Rated check?
Something like that. Yeah.
That spot. Yeah.
Rated tested kitchen.
Rated tested kitchen.
Yeah, something like along
that's
those
pretty
lines,
unique.
Yeah.
I think that place needs to move to Atlanta. Come on, Atlanta, give it up. So
Atlanta's like, no, don't go to Atlanta.
Yeah, we need you. And Dallas.
Yeah, no, Dallas would be great.
Man,
Dallas would be great.
Y'all talking about me. This is a gifted chef right here, man. It's like phenomenal. I actually pride myself. I tell my friends, I said, man, I watch him and I'm watching his moves and I'm like, oh, he gonna help me to the next level. I'm gonna check him out. Oh, he did this? How do you do this right here? I'm watching him. So yeah, I certainly appreciate your gift.
Of course,
and I think it's I loved it. You're in my corner. I'm good. I can talk all day long if I got somebody like him just rocking the background with the food.
Yeah, man. So me and Chef met in Atlanta. It feels like it was forever ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. And we were, well, we can talk about it. We were at this terrible event, and we were both low-key embarrassed to be there. We were surrounded by all of these chefs, and me and Carlos looked at each other. We was like, this event is terrible.
Then they're doing another one in Atlanta.
Are they really?
Yes.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. It was bad. It was a bad event. Yeah. It was a bad event.
The best thing of the event was meeting you. You know, all of us got together. We connected.
Yeah, it was a collaboration. Yeah. The connections that we were able to make in the room.
I met two people from St. Louis. You and Rob and Brittany.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting. That you guys had like really good people, and we kind of met, and we all thinking the same thing. I messed up a really good pair of Gucci shoes that night. Not messing it up, just Gucci owed me too. Hey, call y'all name, y'all better be looking out for me.
No, seriously.
But no, I didn't mess the shoes up, but just putting it on. I could have saved it for another day.
Yeah, saved the whole outfit. Yeah,
the whole outfit. We were sharp.
The suit that you had on was clean.
Yeah, that haircut was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a good time there, and but that was the best thing about that event. You know, we vibed together, and but yeah, that's where we met, guys.
Yeah.
He got this nice award, and I don't even know.
I don't even know where mine is.
I don't even know where mine is either.
I don't even know if I took it from Atlanta. I think it still might be in Atlanta hotel? Somewhere. Yeah, in the hotel room.
I seen mine one time before, but you know, this art is interesting. We need to embrace it.
Yeah, definitely.
And make it work, but we got to do it the right way.
Yeah,
you know, we just can't throw something together and think it's okay.
No.
But we got to make sure that we embrace it and push it to the next level.
Definitely.
Because it's still deeper than what people talk about. Mm-hmm. You know, the food side. I'm getting ready for Super Bowl next year in New Orleans. And, you know, that's a big deal.
That's huge.
New Orleans with food.
Yeah, that's huge.
We've already started working on it, but we're doing a culinary experience. You're on that too. I didn't tell you that, but you're the Super Bowl coming up.
Okay, let's do it.
It's 25. Is it 25? Yeah.
2025.
Yeah, we've already got things in motion for that. And we're doing food experience because people give out awards for singing and Oscars for movies, but not really taking care of the culinary, the art side.
They're not.
The appreciative. We got to get appreciative, right?
Yeah.
We got to make that happen for us. And
seriously.
And that's my goal. Like, let's make it work because we eat food we do every single day.
Every day.
You can't do without it.
3 times a day.
How many times you sing a song to be on the Oscars and the Grammys?
Yep.
You got to make one. But we do food every
day.
You can't live without it.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think the appreciative of getting that side is not showing up like it should.
Yeah.
You know, we're not getting it. So we're going to make a big difference in that. That's my goal, to push food, to push art, education, the culture of food, and bring it to the forefront.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Because, we often get overlooked. Like, even when you look at the art events that are happening, it's like our industry is culinary arts. There's an art aspect to it. Like, literally from farm to table, everything is art. Like, down to the person that created the plateware, down to the farmers, all of that stuff is art. Every part of that journey is art.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, I love that. And just trying to embrace that and trying to get people to understand, you know, where their food comes from and how that impacts your life and your lifestyle and all of that type of stuff.
And you can't have an event without it.
You can't.
We was doing a meeting yesterday on the Super Bowl, and they kind of like, they talked about the food, but they kind of like trying to just, oh yeah, we're going to have some food. And I said, hey, wait a minute, stop.
Yeah,
it's not just food.
Right.
You're getting creative artists coming through the door.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we got some people we can use that on our catering side, and we would gladly work with them on some things, but we want you to understand we're not just cooking food.
Right.
We're bringing art.
It's an experience.
Yeah, we want you. Yeah, an encounter.
Yes.
We want you to remember
yeah.
that when you walk out of the door, hey, that food, because, you know, people remember the music and they remember the bar.
Yep.
But we want you to just go,
but listen, whenever we do events, people are talking about the food.
That's what you want.
That is the highlight of the event.
Has to be.
Like literally, like it's not about the music. It's not about the venue. When they leave, what's on their palate? The food. The food.
And we want them to remember that. And that's why we're bringing in specialty chefs. We're going to get together and we're going to just come up with these creative ideas for this big Super Bowl bash.
Yeah.
And make sure that when they walk out the house, that they know all of us by name.
Yeah.
We want them to be able to stand there and talk to us about our food, and we can explain the culture of our food, the education of what you're eating. So they're not like, oh, this tastes good. What are you eating?
Yeah.
What does that do for you? How do you feel? Remember food back in the days when we used to sit, the good thing about our mothers and our grandmothers, well, not your mother because she can't cook.
Jesus.
I didn't say that though.
Jesus. We're going to clip out the part where I said she can't cook, and we're just going to put your part in there.
No, I'm just going that part, okay, so.
Now, you know she cutting your hair after this, right?
I forgot. Yeah. She is cutting my hair. But I'm only repeating what he said, not what I'm saying.
That is crazy.
I believe you can cook. I believe you can make some pasta salad. You know, I love pasta salad. Right?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Food.
You dug the hole deeper.
I know. But, you know, food brought families together.
It did.
You know,
it
brought, you know, we was able to communicate, and I try to even tell my kids, hey guys, let's sit down, you know, at least start out once a week or twice a week to one table.
Yeah.
And let's just eat a meal, take your cell phone, put it away.
Yep.
Put away the computers, and let's just have a great conversation. How was your day?
Yeah.
What did you experience in this day? That's what food used to do.
Yeah.
Right? It took away a lot of the crime. It killed a whole lot of stuff because you didn't have time for that. You were even in some type of sports, or you were just sitting there creating your life goal from where you're going, and food did that.
It did. And you know what? For me, food brings a lot of like people that I would never encounter together. Like even when we have people at the restaurant, there's so many different people that come from different backgrounds and different cultures, and they're able to network and talk about the food, and just, you know, these people would have never like communicated. They would have never even started a conversation, but food is what brought them together. And it's bringing like communities together. It's like people don't understand the value of food.
It's powerful.
It's powerful.
Because I sat in your restaurant and ate your food, and there's a couple right next to me. And, you know, just to be able to sit there with them and begin to talk about food. You know, it was like really powerful. Like,
it was.
I didn't know who they was. They didn't know who I was. And by the end of the night, we were friends.
I was going to say, y'all knew each other's life story.
Like, we knew each other's life story. Like, you know, so that was really exciting. I met another set of people that, you know, add to our life, and we talk about our experience. And it was about the food. And it made me go back home to Atlanta and say, man, this guy got it, man. He got it for sure. You know, and that was through the food. Just watching the guys with the artwork, the way they handle the food, the setup. Everybody was in sync. I was highly impressed. Highly impressed. St. Louis don't know what they got.
That's true. We talk about it all the time.
You better jump on board. No, I know.
Because the train getting ready to leave the station.
What? I'm telling you. And when this train leave, it goes one way.
It goes one way. We ain't putting it in reverse, Terry.
No reverse.
We going forward.
Yes. No reverse. You will not get the same thing. I'm telling you. So this type of food that you do for sure in other cities that I visit a lot, and I live in a lot of different places. Because I work with a lot of people. I work with the NFL, and I'm telling you, I'm a foodie. Like, I like great food, you know, and if it's good, I'm going to say it's good. If it's horrible, I'm going to say it's horrible. Now, here's what I learned a long time ago. A good friend of mine is from the Philippines, and she says to me, she said when she go into a Philippines restaurant and she eat their food, And she was like, man, if it's not right, she'll come back and say, she'll pull the owner or the chef to the side and say, hey, that's not right. This is gonna be a little deep right here now. I'll hold on to this right here. So she said, it's not right, you know, and don't you ever do this again because you're embarrassing our culture. And she said to me, she said, but when you go into your people restaurant, she said, my people, right? And she said, if it's not right, you guys go online and post it.
Yeah.
She said, we never embarrass our people.
Never.
We only help them.
Yeah.
And that's the culture of food that we need. And it's not a race against the next person or who's going to get there the fastest. It's just being able to say, hey, guys, you made that red rice, but it's a little sticky.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't too much. I know y'all know what red rice is, right? You know what red rice is? Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know what red rice is.
So red rice.
Do you know what red rice is?
It's almost like a Spanish rice, but it's not quite the same, right? But anyway.
So there's different variations. Every culture has their own version of red rice.
Yeah, but
so
we have the natural low country red rice.
That's where it originated from.
And
then they had the variations like the jambalaya.
Yeah,
and
there you go. Everybody else tried to jump on. But the red rice, and there's a whole story, matter of fact, Black Food Friday talks about, what's his name?
I just went blank.
No, I'm talking about, right? So anyway, he talks about the red rice. The whole story.
KJ, that's his name.
KJ talks about the red rice, and this is a phenomenal story behind it, and he did a great study on it.
Yeah.
But everybody can't make red rice.
No, they can't.
Everybody can't make red rice.
They can't.
Now, I make good red rice now because before my mom passed away, of course, everything I needed to know about certain things, she gave it to me.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, you're doing it the wrong way. It's backwards. You need to do it. You got the right ingredients, you put it in the wrong way. You have to put it in a certain area to make it work. And she make wonderful red rice, right? But so that's what they used to do. Tell you what's done wrong and then do it right. Now it's reverse. If it's not good, people go, oh, that was horrible. I will give people a second, even third chance on their food, because here's what I learned a long time ago. What's inside of you comes out on your plate.
Yeah.
So when I hire a staff, I say to them, doing inventory, not inventory, you know what I'm talking about. When we do, you know what I'm talking about. When we interview, when we do all that stuff. So anyway, I say to them, I said, listen, if you're having a bad day, this is a day you shouldn't come to work. And they're like, why? Because whatever's inside of you comes out on the plate.
It does.
And a lot of people don't realize that's what happens in these restaurants. You go to a restaurant, normally somebody's in that kitchen does not have a good attitude or going through some situation in their life, and they've touched that food. It's called transferring.
Yep.
You know, so those type spirits transfer to our food.
The mood, the energy, all of that. Yeah.
All that goes to the food, and the dish comes out like, you know, you ever been to a restaurant before and you went there and they said, oh, that food was wonderful, I'm going back again.
Yep.
And you go back again, you're like, what the hell? You know, I just been here.
Yeah.
And this food is like, wow, you know, and it's like, this food is just what I had the last time.
Yeah.
That's because whoever's back there, the attitude has changed, the mood has changed, and so it makes the flavor change.
Yep.
So that's why and that's why I believe the Philippine people and other cultures do the same thing, are so hard on what correcting people or giving them constructive criticism on their food.
Yeah.
And we got to learn to do the same thing. But we're talking bad about you. Oxtail.
That's crazy.
It's tough oxtail.
My gosh. It's crazy.
Fried chicken, it got no salt in it. You know, that's what we do.
But we have to, so there's two things. We have to be able to hold our people accountable.
Right.
But then we also have to be able to be held accountable. And that's where a lot of people mistake it, because they're like, yeah, I have a great product. Yeah, I have a great product. But are you able to accept criticism?
Right.
And that's where a lot of people struggle.
But you know, it's hard for us, and this is probably something we should talk about, and even in a even more wider audience needs to understand, especially as Black guys, it is hard to run business without capital balance. We don't normally have the capital, We have the know-how,
Yeah.
but we don't have the capital.
Exactly.
And we got to figure that part out. We got to, and that's only going to work to one word called unity.
Yes.
You know, and so in other words, people have to learn to put down the pride and say, okay, you know, Juwan, you know, chef, he's got it. Okay, let's put him up front. Push him up front. Let's support his business. Let's pour into his business, and then we grow his business. Juwan come back around and say, okay, I got Jamie or whoever next. And I'm going to support that business, and we're going to build these business up, and then we start building capital in our culture. Even with investors, they don't understand the power behind investing in food.
Yeah.
You know, everybody like, oh, who wants to invest in a restaurant? Well, a smart person would know how to do it.
Right.
You know, with the right capital, because you can get the right people to work for you. You know, you can have those you can train correctly. You can get the professionals in there, and now you can maintain your culinary expertise.
Exactly.
You know, it's hard when you got all this expertise we have, and then you don't have the money behind you.
Right.
You know, I know for firsthand, I fight, you know, I own the franchise, you know, and I know it's a wonderful franchise, right?
Yeah.
But if I get somebody there to say, hey, I'm standing behind this franchise, we're going to win.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But you got to trust the person gift.
Yeah.
And not going there, well, the bank says, you know, don't invest in restaurant. Well, that's because the banks want to take all your money for themselves.
Exactly.
Sorry, banks.
But you know what? The banks are actually scared of the restaurant industry because they know that it's a necessity.
Yes.
It's a necessity.
Yes.
So that's why it's like they're so not willing, and they say, oh, we're in a high risk industry. How?
Right.
It's a necessity.
You got to do it every day.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Every day.
You invest in Kellogg's.
Right.
You know, and you know what that does for you.
Yeah.
You know,
Kellogg's, if you want to sponsor, we are willing to accept your sponsorship
Absolutely.
money.
yeah. Because I like Kellogg's. Wink.
Wink.
I do like Sugar Smack. Now you know that. But seriously, like we got to get these guys to see food is a necessity. It needs to be done every day and not be afraid. What scares them is you got all these people that does get money in their hand, like football players and singers, you know, and they want to open a restaurant because you always dreamed about opening a restaurant. But you don't have no clue how to run one.
No know-how at all.
I want to get this big restaurant, and a lot of them want to do it for notoriety. You have all these people come inside your restaurant because I'm, you know, the best football player in the world, and so everybody come to my spot until you didn't give them all your free food and drink up all your alcohol.
Yeah.
And then they're gone, and then your restaurant's closed.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, because you never had the person back there that understand how to run these numbers, how to run this food, how to control food costs, labor costs. The things that we don't look at is more important than packing the doors out.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so
that's true.
That needs to be talked about.
For us, a lot of people now, and I think social media may have messed this up a little bit, don't understand what it means to be a chef.
God.
Chef is more than just being able to curate a dish, more than just being able to cook and sometimes having good food. Yeah. There's so much more. We have to know how to manage people. We got to know how to manage people's emotions, which is more important.
Yes.
We have to know finances. We have to know cost analysis. We have to know marketing. We have to know all of this type of stuff.
Yes.
Because if we don't know it, it's going to fail.
Yeah.
It's going to fail.
I have a friend of mine in New York. He does the restaurant science. And I think that, you know, it's a necessity to have somewhere like that come into your business and push that business on how to do it the correct way.
Yeah.
You know, and that's from start to finish, building out the whole 9 yards. Things that we think is not important, those things needs to come forward. And you're right, social media has jacked it up, you know, because folks have put out these plates and everybody wants to be a chef.
Now they're a chef, yeah.
How you become a chef?
Right.
You know, you have
so now
no
Pookie
clue.
and Ramron selling plates out the house and they're a chef now.
And people run into their restaurant and they got all these different reviews and numbers go up on social media and everybody like, oh, you know, they got the best place. And I went to a few of those places, you know, and I was go, really?
Yeah.
Really, y'all, it's a false narrative that's going on Facebook, on all those books, social media about the culture of food.
Yeah.
It's a false, and it's going across the board. You know, it's other areas too, but more about the food industry, and you know, it's sad. And then now these people don't want to get trained. You know, they don't want to be submissive to nobody. They don't want to listen. I am probably way younger, older than you. I thought I said younger. But I listen to you. I see you. I follow your lead.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy, this is good. And that's because the humility. The one thing that I've been taught is a humble child will always taste the grace.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always want to go back to that part. And I can hear my mom even when, she's not here, but I can hear her in my heart saying, remain humble.
Yeah.
No matter how big you get, how big people put you on pedestal, remain humble, because all this stuff right here is coming from a gift, right?
Yeah. And
this gift will make room for you.
That's true.
Hey, that's it.
That's true.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
That's a great story.
Yes.
So you said that everyone can't make. What is the dish that you say everybody can't make? Red rice.
Yes.
You know what else everybody can't make?
What's that?
Shrimp and grits.
Let's go.
Shrimp and grits. Now, they may not know, but I know who got the best shrimp and grits. The king of shrimp and grits himself is literally sitting right next to me.
Wow.
He has a recipe in the Smithsonian Museum.
Yes.
Come on now.
Shrimp and grits.
Yeah, shrimp and grits.
And one of those dishes, man, that's another mom dish that she would make. And I'd be like, I don't want no grits. But when she finished making it, I go, oh my God. And she never, ever, that's how I know I got a gift, never gave me the recipe for it.
Really?
She never gave me no recipe for it. That shrimp and grits was something I would eat. And as I eat it, right, when I eat it, it go, okay, this is good. And years later, it came back to me. So I have a great taste buds. I have a wonderful sense of smell.
Yeah.
And then my eyesight is very good.
Yeah.
Right. Even though I need glasses, I can see stuff in food.
He got 10/20 vision.
10/20. I can see it in the food.
Yeah, right.
And I can smell it in the restaurant.
Yeah.
I can go to a restaurant, walk in the door, and go, this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
Except that one we went to in Charleston. I missed that one.
Yeah, you missed that one by a long shot. Listen, we got so many restaurant and food stories. Ooh. It's almost embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's almost embarrassing.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Oh, my gosh.
They don't let me pick restaurants anymore.
No, he's fired. I'm
in age now. I give everybody an opportunity. That's what it is, right?
That's true.
I give everybody an opportunity. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Trust me, I go in there, my fingers crossed, like, this don't smell right. This don't look right. Something might not. Okay, I'm gonna give it a chance. But when you walk in a restaurant and they ain't got no lights on,
that's what I was gonna say.
That was a
sign.
We
walked in a restaurant and the lights was off. Red flag. It
was time to leave.
We should have did a U-turn, walked in and walked right back out the door.
Right. Yeah. That
was my gosh.
Bad pick.
And we walked into a living room.
Right.
So Dante, let me put this in perspective for you. We walked into this restaurant. We were the only people there. That's another red flag. We walk in to a living room and an office. Combined. So that was the front of the restaurant. Imagine, and it's pitch black. So we walk into the restaurant part. This lady comes out of this creepy door.
Yawning. She was tired.
Like she just woke up from a nap. Yeah. And we're like, okay, we're going to see what this is about. It takes an hour before any food even comes out. And the food was horrid. It was absolutely terrible.
One at a time. And she brought out the food once every 30 minutes. There was 10 of us. Yes.
And so chef walked in the back and was like, hey, we got to get going. Guess what her cooking device was?
Chef Mike
himself. The microwave. So she heated up enough food for 10 people in a microwave one at a time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
And that's only half of it. We didn't even mention the part that another customer came in with a bag of frozen vegetables.
From Walmart. I need to apply.
And guess where they ended up? On our plates.
With some mayo on it too.
Oh my gosh.
I'll leave it alone.
No one ate the food at all. It was horrible. And it sucks because we don't have no photos. I wish we could have took a photo.
Yeah, that's one I normally give restaurants 2 chances. That's one would not get another chance.
Yeah, that don't get another chance. And I'm gonna add a new word to everybody's vocabulary. Brady, you hear this? I'm adding a new word to your vocabulary. If you don't like the food or if the food looks terrible, it's called Ritter.
Right, Ritter.
Because that means you're supposed to get rid of it.
Right, right. Because it was Ritter.
It's Ritter.
They're gonna get rid of it anyway. So then you stuck with it.
Exactly.
Well, good.
Oh man. Well, no, Chef, this was great. I really enjoyed talking to
Thanks,
you.
man. This is wonderful.
Let the people know where they can find the sauces.
www.chefcarlosbrown.com.
Yes,
That's where you get the sauces at. And it's somewhere in Chicago right now too. So it's hitting stores.
It's hitting shelves.
Yes,
it's hitting
it's
shelves.
about to hit these shelves all over. We're gonna see them everywhere. They're made ready for your Whole Foods and those type places. It's already ready for them. So they are gourmet sauces, guys. So you may not find it inside the other stores, but you will find them in the gourmet stores
for sure.
We got to keep it right. It's like Gucci. You won't find Gucci until the other store.
Yeah, you can find Gucci at Walmart.
No, you won't. No, you won't. So then these sauces got to be special.
Yeah, no, for sure. And they're worth every penny.
Yes.
Every penny.
Thank you so much.
Man. Awesome. Well, this was another Rated TK podcast. We have Chef Carlos. You can find all of his information in the link down below. Make sure you follow him on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever he is. Make sure you guys follow him and make sure you get the sauces. We will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.